I really would have a deck of cards on me everywhere I went because I wanted to be ready to do magic tricks to impress people. Is that the best way to impress people? What's up, InStyle? I'm Briney. You're watching this guy. Today, we're gonna look at some items that are meaningful to me. I got 10 things. I don't know where to start, so I'll just start. This is my Red Sox hat. I've been a Red Sox fan since I was 5 years old. Before then, I didn't have a brain. You know, I was 5 and my favorite color was red, and Nomar Garciaparra was the shortstop for the Red Sox, and the rest is sort of history. This is sort of in theme with the same thing. This is my baseball glove. I've had this thing for a fucking minute. It's destroyed. I'm sorry, Prada, if I get it on you. It's fucking gross. It doesn't smell that bad though. On a sports theme, this is my golf glove right now. I've been golfing recently. Sorry, audio. I've been golfing recently. I think part of what I love about golf is that I get to feel this sense of competition with myself, and I get to feel like myself improving at something. And it's a sport that you can sort of do whenever the fuck you want to. Like if you're trying to play baseball with your friends, first of all, you need 17 friends. I don't have 17 friends, so I'm not gonna be playing baseball on a Tuesday night. Where to go next? All right, I'm gonna go to my headphones. These are my headphones. They hold the charge like nobody else. I don't remember the last time I charged them. Shout out Sony for that one. The first album that I ever owned, this is a kind of a funny one. I think the first album I ever owned was like an Iron Maiden album. I had this friend who I thought was really cool, but he was like really into Iron Maiden, so I was like, I'm now into Iron Maiden. I don't listen to new music much. Alex G has been my top artist on Spotify for like 6 years now. This is a classic. Aquaphor. This has become something I don't leave the house without. If I'm down the street and I realize I don't have it, I will go back. And if I lose it, I will buy a new one. This is my one right now. I actually just had to replace one that I lost because I was golfing the other day and it disappeared. I brought this because I thought it was kind of funny. Because if you knew me in like high school or like the first couple years of college, like I really would have a deck of cards on me everywhere I went because I wanted to be ready to do magic tricks to impress people. Is that the best way to impress people? I don't know. I've gone through phases. Like I thought I was really cool for doing that for a while. Like I thought I was the fucking shit. And then I was like, wow, I'm a dweeb. And now I'm like, well, some of them are kind of cool. I have probably like 25 decks of cards in my apartment. I still sometimes, like I'm in like Dwayne Reed and I like see a fresh deck of cards and I'm like, I need that. Yeah, I think I bought like a $20 deck of cards once. It's kind of stupid, right? You can't go wrong with a deck of cards though. No one was ever like, damn, I wish I didn't bring my deck of cards. This is the Before trilogy, which if you haven't seen it, it's fucking ridiculous. Get on that. It's sort of hard to put into words how much I enjoy these movies. I think as an actor, this is the kind of movie that you want to do. It's just almost exclusively these two characters. It's Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they're just walking around and talking. And it's cool how they sort of became a part of like making these movies, and they got like writing credits on the second two, and I believe they're like Oscar nominated for the writing of these, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check me. But they're beautiful. It's like the type of movies that I want to make. In September of 2022, I got the audition in my like inbox, my email. They were like, sing 16 bars or something, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I passed on the audition. And then a month later, I got a call from one of my agents, and she was like, hey, I know you passed on Mean Girls. He doesn't sing anymore. And I was like, oh, all right, we're doing this. I was playing golf with my friends, and we were leaving, and I got the call. That was nuts, because Mean Girls is like pretty iconic. Like, it's fucking Mean Girls. Pearl of Foo. It's the first Godard movie that I ever saw, I think. There was just something about like this movie in particular that freed up the idea of like filmmaking to me and like cinema, and I was like, structure is sort of malleable, and you don't really need to know what's going on to make something beautiful. And I don't think I'd watched many like foreign films up to that point. So like subtitles, I was like, well, that's, you know, I can't read, so this is hard for me. It was sort of eye-opening for me. And also this is the Criterion edition. So you get some like essays and pictures and like, fucking look at that. It's dope. If you have the means, always get the Criterion edition because it's better. I've always loved movies. And like when I was younger, that was just like, I really like Ferris Bueller and I really like Back to the Future and I kind of want to be Marty McFly. And then, I don't know, I was like, wait, films are interesting for like a lot of different reasons. Like there's a whole world there and there are stories being told and there's like a visual language and there's like a written language and there are actors and there's directors and I just fell in love with the world of it and I took some like acting classes in high school because I had to, like it was part of our school's curriculum and I sort of fell for it there and I had very supporting family behind me, which helps a lot. I feel very lucky for that one. I got one more movie thing, and I'll be brief because this one's annoying. This is a book by Paul Schrader. It's called Transcendental Style in Film. I watched First Reformed, which you should watch if you haven't. I liked it a lot, and I think it was the same time where I was like watching a lot of movies, and I was like, this like feels like, as a movie, this feels different. And I was like, why? My sophomore year of college, we had this film history class. Our teacher, Sean, one of the best teachers I had in college, he was like, Paul Schrader wrote a book sort of about his style, but it's not just about his style, it's sort of about the world of transcendental style and slow cinema. And it's so obnoxious, like it's so pretentious. I have this whole thing marked up. I've watched countless movies because of it. Take a look at that. I've explained this to so many people, dude. They're so over it. Then he talks about like other slow cinema directors and you know, you get Tarkovsky and Bellatar and anyways, I love this book. I've tried to get so many people to read it. I don't think anyone I've talked to has read it. If you're trying to get into movies that you haven't seen probably, that's the place to do it. I mean, Paul Schrader, I'd love to work with you, Paul, if you're making something. It was sad, like a few years ago, he was like, I got 4 more years or something like that, like 4 more movies or something. And I was like, fuck, dude. Because I was in college when he did the card counter. Because this is before I had representation, it was before I was auditioning, I was still like studying it and I would not have booked it, but part of me at the time was like, dude, that was my chance. This is my baby. This is my Leica. I got this like maybe 2 years ago now. It's something I've always wanted. I've always been into photography, and if you're into photography, you want a Leica. This is my baby, I take it with me everywhere. I almost left it on a plane recently. I ran back, they were like, you can't be going this way, sir, and I was like, it's my camera! I've sort of always been into photography. My dad, especially when I was younger, would like always have a camera on him, and I have so many memories of being young with a camera. Thank you for checking out my 10 things. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight into the things I care about. So thank you. Let's go Red Sox. Let's have a good season, please.